I think we're live.
Okay, everyone, welcome to Derby on Demand. Woo! Hold your.
Yes.
Sorry about that, folks, but showbiz. What you gonna do about it? Anyway, back to our first presenter. We have a very famous doctor. We paid a lot of money for her to come give this important TED Talk. Her name is Dr. Eustace Shirley SR. Give it up for the doctor.
Woo! Woo! Ow!
Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you all here for my presentation on the new states that we need to add to America. Now, my name is Eustace Shirley SR, but my friends call me USSR. Now, I am a doctor in geography, which means that I am 100% qualified to give this presentation. And despite what you may have heard, have never been banned from the country. So the first state that we should add to our great United States of America is the Pacific Garbage Patch. Now, as you can see from this infographic, the Pacific Garbage Patch is more than twice the size of Texas and has exactly the same amount of empty chewing tobacco cans. And in Congress, with everything they're doing, they're also trying to tax plastic bags and ban them. And I don't know about you, but I am not a communist. So I believe in taxation representation. Because if we don't have taxation with representation, we are no better than who? That is right, the British. So with that aside, let's move on to our next state, which is called Triangle. Still working on it, though. The purpose of Triangle is to replace the four corners in the Midwest, because they make me uncomfortable. I don't like them. It kind of challenges my worldview to be in four places at once, so we need to get rid of it. Also, there are a lot of stupid, boring squares in the Midwest, and we have the chance to change that. I mean, the Midwest is already flyover country, but I think that's because it's all right angles and 90 degrees. Like, we need to add some geometric diversity in there. My point is made. Alrighty. The next state that I would add to America is such an important one. Oh my goodness. The Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair is just an integral part of our society. Now, why is this? Because all of the many exports that the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair gives, and we could tariff and tax these to our heart's delight. So what are the exports of the Renaissance Fair? Well, first we have swords. We also have women in busty pirate corsets. And we have women with swords. Now, if you are not attracted to all three of those images, I'm afraid that I cannot help you, and I cannot relate to you at all. Alrighty. So the next state that is so... Why hasn't this already been added as a state in our America is Ohio, but good. I what you're thinking. Doctor, this is an impossible task. This is this is monumental to try to take the state of Ohio, a state where I can use the names of counties to say Licking Brown Wood, to try to make that into a palatable state. Licking Brown Wood, people. That's not illegal, but it should be to say Licking Brown Wood. So how are we going to fix this state? The answer is to get rid of it, of course, and create what I like to call Indiana 2, mostly corn still. So this conglomerate of a state will still house all of the great cities of Ohio, and I'm not sure if Indiana has cities. So we still have it. First of all, we have the classic city of Columbine. We have Chicago, a one-woman musical by Trina Vega. We have My Favorite Rumba, that's the ethnic corner of Indiana. And last, we have Cleveland. So we have them all there. Alrighty, moving on. The next state is the New York State of Mind.
Need it, and I don't want to waste more time. I'm in a New York.
The next state is Rhode Island. Okay, I know what you're saying, Dr. This is also currently a state in America. But I would like to plead you a question. Can a state be built on a lie? It can, because Rhode Island exists, and it is not an island. Answer that. It's not an island. And it also has 0 confirmed cases of roads. No. This will not do in our new America. And the solution is so simple. Why haven't we done it by now? It's to take Rhode Island as it currently stands and make it into an actual island. We just have to move it slightly down into the east. It's very, very simple. So, this is, I promise it relates. Are you all familiar with the origin of white people in Australia? There was a time where the British sent all of their prisoners down to Australia, and they had to survive the harsh outback, and they became better people. And now the Australians have bushfires because of this. So I don't condone that, but I do want to repeat it here in America. Okay, but here's my idea. Just hear me out. This is kind of crazy. We take all of our non-violent drug offenders and put them on Rhode Island to just live their life. We just let them live their lives, you know? But what made the Australian project work was the harsh outback and the tough conditions that the prisoners had to go through. So to simulate this, we can populate our island of roads exclusively with outback steakhouses. But I'm talking just a ton of outback steakhouses. You know, that's tough terrain there. That's tough terrain. You got bloomin' onions and other steaks and various meats. So this is how we could make our Rhode Island into no longer a lie, but instead into one of the best states in America. And of course, our new state's slogan, no rules, just right. All right. So we have is Minecraft. Now, this, I understand, is not a physical territory that you can walk on and see with your eyes, but it is a virtual territory, and it's made of the ones and the zeros, and it made something beautiful. So to understand how we could conglomerate this into America, we need to talk about the hit movie Ready Player One. Now, I know that you know this, but let's review. Ready Player One was a 2018 American science fiction adventure film directed by Steven Spielberg with a screenplay by Zachary Braff and Ernest Cline based on Cline's 2011 novel of the same name. We know this. But did you know that in Ready Player One, they had this virtual reality called Oasis? And they went there because their world was so decimated and post-apocalyptic that they had to. They had to live in the virtual realm. You know what's going on in our Earth, in Earth Prime? That one-to-one Minecraft Earth server. It seems perfect. Are you following me? Are you coming along on this mind journey that we could take the Minecraft one-to-one server and annex it as part of the United States? That way, when things go to crap, we have a contingency plan to go and live there, and then we all can go back to college together. You see? Mm-hmm. This is the plan. This is the plan for Minecraft, for being the next, well, basically the next United States, not even the next state, but the next state that we will add is, of course, all 2015 Sonatas. So, Fingerlight, show me the Carfax. It's a pretty good car. It has good gas mileage. It has good safety ratings. I happen to own all of them. So if we were to make this one kind of car, then I would be governor. Technically, that's just how that works. I am also a fan, a little bit about me, of conflict. So all car accidents are tiny civil wars. And you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else? It means taxpayer money. And yeah, so that is totally not for my personal gain. That is for the country's well-being, is that we would make the Londite Sonatas their own thing. All right? Okay. We're getting down to the end of it. Everybody, I'm so excited to tell you about this plan. I'm so excited to tell you about this town called Oakenquit. It is, I will explain to you, it is a 100% real gay resort town in Maine. Now, why does this need to be its own state? Well, I will put you through this scenario that I will remind you is 100% illegal in modern day Maine. Are you ready? Alrighty. This is you, a horribly offensive clip art of a gay man. This is you crying and looking out on the rocky shore because your wife was lost at sea. This is the young, scrappy upstart who just moved to start his life. He just moved out of college and he's looking for love. This is him drying your tears. Oh, look at it. And this is the Ethiopian child you will one day adopt. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is illegal right now. That is such a tragedy. But we could adopt so many Ethiopian children if Ogunquit was its own state. Thank you. So the last state that we should add to America is really quite simple. I don't have an extravagant plan. I don't even need any explanation for this. But the last state that we'll add to America is plasma, because plasma is a state of, ladies and gentlemen,
Matter.
What's the matter with you? I've been Dr. Eustace Shirley, SR. Thank you for coming to my presentation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shirley. Okay, what a great presentation, you guys. I don't know about you, but Onuit sounds pretty fucking nice. So next up, we have to cut to a quick commercial break. We wouldn't have a show without it. So I'm just going to read off some of our sponsors. Our first sponsor of the night is Crocs, the only shoe you wear now. Thank you, Crocs, for your donation. So next up, we have a bunch of cool tips from a cute teen. Her name is Bristi, and she's going to show us a bunch of different ways we can have fun during quarantine. Give it up for Bree.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, guys. I hope everyone's having a really great quarantine. So I know we may be dealing with a lot of stresses on, stuck at family, and also that some of you might simply be bored. So just in case you're stressed or don't have anything to do, I compiled a list of cute quarantine trends for you to follow that everyone's been doing. So yeah. So number 1, we have making banana bread. So I'm sure that your friends have been making and you've been seeing it all over the interwebs. Amongst many rotting things that we have in our house, one of them is rotting bananas. And, they're just going to go bad. So you might as well use them to make some good, organic, moist banana bread. And you can customize it in so many ways. Then you can add in whatever you want just to make it more tasty. And you can take those rotting bananas and bake up some bread to fill the sweet aroma. And sometimes I just feel that anything else smells like that when I am making my special cinnamon banana bread recipe. Definitely contact me, and we can even set up a Zoom call if you want to get that recipe from me. Next up for number 2, we have crocheting. So I think this is a fun little artistic skill that anybody could pick up, and you can make a bunch of little things. So especially with this changing weather, I know that we're all really cold and we just want to hide ourselves under a big blanket, and some you want to keep your loved ones warm too, right? So yeah, it might be getting cold, and sometimes it might even feel like rigor mortis. Like, honestly, this weather outside is so crazy. It's like so sporadic. Not to mention you can make some super cute body bags. So yeah, I think picking up crocheting and making a few blankets or whatever you need to keep yourself warm or someone else warm is a really good skill to have. Next up, I suggest you go on walks. Okay, now hear me out. We don't really have a at-home gym or anything, so we need to stay fit in these times, and we're usually isolated with our loved ones. So a great way is to go out into your neighborhood and, take a walk and just, go see other people walking, and obviously stay 6 feet away. And, you're probably coped up at home with your family, getting into all sorts of fights, And I'm sure some of them might get on your nerves. But when you go for a walk, it's usually a good time to calm down your family member and, notice everything about them that you usually don't when you see them. And you're fighting with them. So, just go on a walk with them. And you also will see other people during this time, and you won't see other people any other time. So observe things about them that you usually don't, from a distance, of course, though. So like, where are they walking? Where are they going? Why are they going there? What's their pace? But yeah, just maintain that 6 feet distance, though. For number 4, I suggest catching up on TV. So let me know if you ever want to have a Netflix party together. I heard this cool thing. Yeah. So let me share some of my favorites with you. These are some really great ones that everyone has been talking about right now. So Tiger King is a really intense one about murder and suspense, and it offers some really great life skills in the process too. And another one is a Netflix original movie called The Platform. And it talks about challenging human morale and what someone will do to get food. So I understand that it can be grotesque for some of you, but here I have the Spanish subtitles saying chewing human flesh sounds. Just makes it feel so, and another good one is Dexter. So for number 5, reading books. I'm sure this sounds boring to some of you, but hear me out. Favorites at the moment. So I think this is a really good time to become aware and learn how to gain new skills. Know what you can learn by reading a book. And I already feel so much more aware and skilled just by the short time reading. And I just really love reading about my icons. Surfing the internet. So something I like to do is called a little game called Wikipedia Hole. Okay, so basically you just go down the Wikipedia hole and search up all these kinds of things, and it really just kind of helps you figure out what you want to do for your life. And honestly, for me, it's been crazy. So like during this quarantine, I feel like I've been coped up with my family and I haven't been around my friends, and it's just really helped me figure out what I want to do for a career. And sometimes, I don't know, I feel like I've always been so skilled, and this quarantine really helped me. And it really helped me figure out that I really hope you enjoy this guide. I know how to accomplish your goals during this quarantine. It's been such an artful skill to learn during this time, and I just have so much time on my hands, and I've been so bored, and it's been life-changing for me. And this act of forever changing someone else's life in such a drastic way, and working with my family during this quarantine and to reach this common goal has been such a gratifying experience. But yeah, I hope this little guide full of cute little tips during this quarantine really helps. Thank you.
Give it up for Bristi one more time. God, I always wanted a sister. Family, am I right? All big happy family here at Derby. That brings us to our next sponsor. Our next sponsor is red wine. Is it for breakfast? Is it for lunch? Is it for dinner? It's any time of the day with red wine. A good drink for the whole family. Delicious. And try any of Bristi have? Zoe!
Out to not talk to them too much, otherwise it can get pretty boring during gameplay. But the game is based off of real time, so you're able to go talk to them the next day if you want to freshen it up a bit and listen to something else. Now, the NPCs also are programmed based off of personality type, so sometimes instead of sports, they'll talk about something else. How exciting is that? Now, when you do bother your NPCs too much, they are likely to try and get rid of you through quests. Now, these are often simple, meaningless tasks that the NPC could easily do by themselves. While they are usually not time-consuming, these quests offer experience points, and
can someone comment at? Wait, let me get on the Derby YouTube channel and then I'll comment.
As a compliment from the quest. Okay, so start over?
Yes.
Wow, everyone, it's like no time has passed. I'm back. It's me, Zoe, ready to share with you common signs that your family is secretly an NPC in a video game. We all know that Todd Howard will expand Bethesda at any cost, and with that is infiltration into your own home. Talk about virtual reality, am I right, ladies? One of the easiest signs to spot is repetitive dialogue. These NPCs typically only have a few options per day. And because of that, it gets a little bit repetitive. They have a few topics based on their personality type, which can include sports, their day at work, the weather, coronavirus. It varies a little, but not enough. Now, you often also have to go up to them directly to start communicating with you. NPCs cannot detect dialogue from outside of the room. So if you're trying to speak to them from upstairs or perhaps a different room, they will pretend to not hear you, even though you are definitely within earshot of them. So this is also a great way to detect whether your family member is actually an NPC. Now, when you do bother your NPCs, they're likely to try and get rid of you through quests. Now, these are simple, seemingly meaningless tasks that the NPC could easily do by themselves. While they are usually not time-consuming, these quests offer experience points, and you may get a rare item, such as a compliment from the quest giver. Although these rewards are decided through RNG and therefore random, there's a small probability that you'll get the most rare item of all, a thank you, which I must say is quite the reward. Now, they're also extremely hard, terrible demons that kill you every time you try to approach them. So NPCs also have the same outfit, usually every day. It might vary a little bit, but it allows us to identify the NPC easily based off of the type of clothing they wear. Now, while the programmers put a lot of time into the detail of our world to make it seem real, the NPCs often just wear the same thing. Don't your clothes get dirty? I can see that you have other clothes and money. Oftentimes, you can even go into their house and view their closet and figure out that they do have more clothes. It's all the same. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the same outfit. We know you have more, Tris. Anyway, these NPCs also have set schedules. Now, while they are strict, they are also, like the tasks, meaningless. Examples can include meal times, which must be constant, but no one is really. Now, these cannot be varied for sports games, comedy shows, grandmother's funerals, or any other event that may, in normal life, offer a reason to have meal at maybe a half hour later. But no, NPCs will ensure that their meal is always at a consistent time. Now, while this is with meal times, this is also with things such as grocery shopping days and laundry days, which for some reason they seem really attached to a particular day as having a certain function. NPCs do not like change because they're usually not programmed very well. Now, another way to tell NPCs is that they have a lack of backstory. Their life is seemingly meaningless before you came into their lives. They often use aliases, such as Mom, Dad, or Grammy. What does that even mean? We all know that they came into our lives only to serve us. So what is their game here? Have you ever seen their birth certificate? I doubt it. Have you ever heard about their life before you came around? I also doubt it. And if you did, it probably has some vague details, and unless there's actual proof, how would you know? Pictures can be photoshopped, people. Doesn't mean anything. Now, we don't know their game plan because they also have a lack of connections to the outside world. No friends, no people they talk to other than other NPCs often get you to do meaningless quests for them. And since we know they're all computerized blobs just put in our life by Todd Howard, really no way to tell what they're after. Now, I will open this up for questions from the audience or other Derby members if you want to know how to tell if someone in your life is an NPC.
Okay, Zoe, we have one question from a Torin. It says, have you ever seen any of your family members glitch?
I have seen glitches often. Now, my grandmother, she'll repeat the same story 5 times in a day. How could you explain that if she wasn't a computerized program unable to tell anything else? You tell me.
That's a very fair point. We have another question saying, hi, I am an NPC and I feel very stuck in my NPC body. What can I do to humanize myself? I want to be a real human. Any tips, Zoe?
Now, what I would try and do is get in the best universe possible to you. Although you weren't a real human, if you get in the Animal Crossing universe, your player will love you unless you're ugly. So just make sure you aren't ugly, go into the Animal Crossing universe, and you're going to feel real love real soon.
Wow, so much wisdom. I mean, how can we ever repay you for your time? Thank you so much for your wonderful tutorial. Give it up for Zoe one more time.
Woo!
Right, next up, we have a very special moment in our show. We believe here at Derby, just because you're stuck in quarantine doesn't mean you have to give up on finding love, right? So we've actually arranged a special blind date. 2 people have never met before, and we're just going to see what it's like on their first date. So first up, we have Derek, who, some fun facts about him. He's a chemistry major and a bodybuilder. Yeah, so a lot there. And then next up we have Hannah. She has an edgy personality, but she's a musical theater major. So let's see what it's like on their first date. Come on out, Derek and Hannah.
Yo, what's up? Anyone there?
Hello?
Dude, you there?
Oh my god. Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Hannah. What's yours?
Derek. Do you lift?
I only uplift my fans. What do you do?
You don't lift? I lift. That's life.
Hold on, you're frozen.
Yeah. Seems like you have pretty bad Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, so, like, what's your major?
Chem. You know.
Chem.
Some hard shit. Hard science.
Yeah.
Bio.
So do you think we have any chemistry or what?
I don't know. What do you study?
Well, I'm a musical theater major, so don't ask me to sing. Don't do it.
But so you can't sing?
There are anomalies everywhere. I'm a little bit edgy, okay? It's not my fault. Okay?
Edgy.
Different.
Sneak into the chem lab late at night and like lift some of the equipment.
So what equipment are you lifting in a chem lab?
You know, like I just lift the desks because I'm a bodybuilder and I need to really tone up, you know? So tell me some more about yourself. What do you like to do?
Well, you know, I just like walk around the halls. I like to sing and dance and uplift.
Huh. Uplift? Yeah.
I don't know. I like to not be figured out. Yeah.
I don't know. I only have time in my life for like hardcore studying for OChem and lifting. So
Gotcha.
if there's nothing, if you don't fit into those two things, I just don't see how this could work.
I don't think this is gonna work either, because you're not really my type. So.
But I guess, am I not uplifting enough for you? Like, I lift.
I'm just saying, periodic table is just not my expertise.
Lame.
Not my fault.
Are you gonna sing about it?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, it was nice to meet you, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I gained something from this conversation.
You had all the canes.
You know it.
Yeah, I got that vibe from you. I understand.
Yeah.
All right, well, it was nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye, have a good one.
Oh, well, there you have it, folks. They can't all be winners. Not every connection can be a love connection. But that's okay, because our next performer is on her very own quest for love. Give it up for Rachael Hobbs.
Thank you. I'm currently at the mercy of my PowerPoint wizard, Chelsea West, my god. So, let's get rocking and rolling, shall we? We don't have a lot of time to lose. Well, my presentation's loading, so let me give me a sec. Oh, look at that. There it is. Welcome, everyone, to my dating application. That's right, I've been single for almost a year now after being in a long-term relationship, and I am finally ready to get out there. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am... Chelsea, can you pull up the nice picture for me? I am ready to hurt again. That's right. Next slide, Chelsea. Yes. No dating profile, you ask? That's a little odd, considering you're a Gen Zer. That's right, I have absolutely no idea how to make a Bumble, and at this point, I am too afraid to ask. Next point, Chels. Tinder? More like hindering my ability to relate to someone through a screen, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? I don't know. Next point, Chels. And also, I haven't been in a relationship since I was a teenager, so, Chelsea, what am I? I'm still awkward, that's right, ladies. And also, what if I run into my ex? She's also on the internet, okay? I don't know if I could fucking do that. And I'm so afraid to run into her. Chelsea, what is that a picture of? It's just a picture of me and Chelsea. That's not even my ex. I don't even have any pictures of her anymore. And yet I'm still afraid. All right, Chelsea, next slide. So, a little about me. I was born on July 8th, 1999. Chels, thank you. So, for all my astrology heads out there, what does that mean? I'm a Cancer Sun, Virgo Rising, Taurus Moon. And if you don't know what that means, you can get the fuck out of here right now, because I don't want to deal with you. We simply aren't compatible. You know what? I'm just joking. Just kidding. Just joking with you. Some little more fun facts. I'm also a Gryffindor INFP. I'm a socialist. Also, my blood type is A positive. So, that's cute. I have two brothers. There's a picture of them. Chelsea, pull it up. Thank you very much. That is me and my two brothers. As you can tell, I am very cool. And also, what am I? I am one of the boys, just a quirky little girl. I'm a tomboy, wear a flannel. I'm even in my brother's room right now. I don't even care. Except that I know what it's like to suffer under the crushing oppression of a heterosexist patriarchy. So, I'm like one of the boys, but I'm also a relatable queen. That's right. That is correct. A few more quirky facts about me. I am, I don't remember the first one. Oh, yes, I hate things that start with P. You name it. Pencils, planes, peas, pterodactyls. There's also one more thing that I hate that starts with P and ends with an S. Ladies, I think you all know what I'm talking about. It's pickles. I can't stand pickles. They are the devil's vegetable, and that, you can quote me on that. That's a car fact right there. What's next? Oh yeah, sometimes I will stare directly into the sun because I think it makes my eyes look cool. I have done this on not one, not two, not three, but multiple occasions. I can't even count how many times I've done this. Also, I had eye surgery my senior year of high school. Is there a correlation between that? Who's to say? But this is me post-op of that eye surgery. Let's see. What's some more things about me? Special skills. That's correct. My first special skill is I can play the drums, albeit very poorly. My second skill is I can fit an entire sandwich into my mouth, but only after I've eaten most of the sandwich, because I am exceptional at that. What's next? Oh yes, if you play any song from the Ratatouille soundtrack, I will be able to tell you exactly what's happening in that scene. Is that a special skill? I think so. Some pros about dating me are, pro number one is I have great taste in music. As you can see by this Bill Clinton meme, yes, I am relatable, and yes, I am timely. What's next? Yes, I only watched 3 movies, so I'm easy to please. Birds of Prey, Little Women, Perks of Being Wallflower, because I am a feminist, but I'm also depressed. That is right. I am a My Chili's Rewards member, which means that we can get free chips and salsa or a free non-alcoholic beverage of your choosing. So I think I know where we're going on our first date, and I am not afraid of the fire at Hibachi Restaurant anymore. It only took me 20 years, but I'm finally not afraid of the fire. What's next? I believe cons. That makes sense. Pros and then cons, yes. So let's see. What's my first con? Oh, yeah. I just love too much. That's the first con. I'm just such a lover. I love too much. Sometimes I like to talk in a British accent. I don't know why. I think it's exotic, but I've been told that is also sometimes annoying. I don't know. What's all this then? Well, you can be the judge on that one. My second con is I let Twitter polls decide all of my personal beliefs, as is evidenced by my recent Twitter activity. That's just all polls. And also, I share a bed with my dog. So if we were dating, you would also share a bed with my dog. Chelsea, pull up a picture of my dog. Show the people what they're missing. That's right. It's a demon. We share a bed with a demon. Next point. Oh, yes, my dream girl. So what I'm looking for in a woman, she has nice eyes, a nice smile, and a cute laugh. And also, she has to be the only female in an all-male group. So, if you look anything like these women, please contact me immediately. If you want to contact me, here's what you do. First of all, serious inquiries only, all right? I don't want any jokes out there. I'm looking for love. Please don't hurt me. Secondly, if you can contact me by first following me on all social media platforms and Derby, and only after you do all of that, I will DM you my phone number as promised. Or you can leave a plate of Aussie cheese fries from Outback Steakhouse by the nearest tree line, and I will come to you. Thank you so much, everyone. This has been my dating application. I cannot wait to see all those inquiries in my inbox.
Give it up for Rachel. Lady, sounds like an offer that can't be refused if you ask me. So moving right along, we have our next sponsor, calendars. What day is it? What year is it? This is 2017. Nobody knows. Calendars. Next up, we have a very special performer. Her name is Caitlin.
Hey, everyone. All right, just let this load. All right, I'm so glad you could all join me today. I know you're probably wondering, like, why I gathered you here today. And I just want to talk, you know, like friends. We're all friends here. And I want to start by talking about something that we all love. We love Walt Disney, right? Like, he's just the man of our dreams. He owns so much stuff. Like, he owns Disney World and Disneyland and probably other things too. And I actually did some research because, that's fun. And I found out he owns so many things. He owns the sun. He owns whales. He owns McDonald's. Yes, please. And he even owns that ass and Pornhub. Like, who is he? He's amazing. Oh my God. I love Walt Disney, and I love that he owns everything and controls all of our lives. And that actually brings me to like a really interesting point. He also owns something that is a little surprising. Some of you may be shocked by what I'm about to tell you, but I want you to know that you can trust me, that everything I'm about to say to you is fact-based, okay? I would not tell you lies. So here we go. This is proof that the Willard Preacher is actually a Disneyland animatronic. He is owned by Disney, okay? If you can't see this after I'm done, you can just leave, okay? Okay, so let's get started. I have 3 key pieces of evidence for you. Count them. 1, 2, 3. Okay. First piece of evidence. He is only ever in one spot, like an animatron on a ride. Okay, have you ever seen this man at the Hub, Thomas Building, off campus? I don't think so. He's only ever at the Willard Building. Okay, it's like his ride. It's a ride. You wouldn't see Winnie the Pooh on Space Mountain, okay? That's not how it works. He's an animatron, and the Willard Building is his ride. So, here's some little evidence for you guys. Moving on to point number 2. He's lifelike enough to fool children, but clearly has no soul. Now, this may come as a bit of a shock to you. I know we all try to avert our eyes when we're near him, but if you look at him, you can see that his skin is clearly wax, and it does, in fact, melt away in the sun. So, point number 3, he has no worldly needs or desires like a normal human would. Now, this point is a little trickier to prove, but I got your back. I'm your girl. I got your back. Think about it. The Willard Preacher hates premarital sex like some sort of crazy man. Testicles are also called balls. Okay, now hang with me here. Here's the big one. The Epcot ball? I think so. That is a clear connection right there. Bum, bum, bum. It's all there. Now, if you're asking yourself, why would Caitlin bring this up? Is this even relevant? Yes, it is. I have 2 theories. Count them. 2 theories. First theory. The Epcot ball is actually his egg as he waits for his next Willard Preachling to hatch and bring the apocalypse. Theory number 2. Where he hides the souls of those he condemns. We don't know what's in the ball. Anything's possible, but think about it. Condemns, condoms. He hates premarital sex, okay? It just makes sense, okay? The evidence is there. So why would Disney send us the Willard Preacher, you ask? This is a very important question. The whole theory falls apart without this. Well, I'll tell you, it's to push Walt Disney's Catholic America agenda and make the gays so sad and depressed that they have to go to Disney World and spend money just to feel any sort of joy. But, who am I to say that? Well, luckily I gathered some further evidence for you. Disney released the latest plague so they could change the batteries in the Willard Preacher, much like the pigeons during the government shutdown. Let me ask you, audience, have you seen the Willard Preacher since we all went into quarantine? No, you haven't! Disney has him. Now, I wouldn't be a good conspiracy theorist. I wouldn't be a good scientist if I didn't tell you why people think I'm wrong and why, in fact, they are losers and have dumb ideas. So, first counterclaim that I will be disproving was relatively simple. Caitlin, this doesn't even make any sense. Go the fuck to bed from my mom, 2020. Well, I'll have you know this one was very easily disproved. How, you might ask? Simple. I did not, in fact, go to bed after she said this, and it does make perfect sense, as told by my friend, this purple giraffe right here. His name is Veronica. Second counterclaim. The Willard Preacher is actually owned by Microsoft from a man named Kevin in 2016 on a random Reddit thread that I found. Now, Kevin, this is a good idea. It's not totally baseless. Microsoft is kind of shitty, and they would just do this sort of thing just for the heck of it. But But if you do any bit of research, Kevin, you will find that Microsoft was too busy buying orphanages just to burn them down for the fun of it to even make an animatronic, okay? Honestly, you guys are rookies at this. Okay, last counterclaim. You gotta stick with me for this one, okay? He is actually just a Catholic man from some fucker named Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany, you have no idea what you're talking about. And if you ever come into my house like that again and try to disrespect me and my ideas, we're gonna have issues. So, I compiled this just for you, honey. It's disproved. Let's say for a second that he actually belongs to a Catholic church and wants to spread the good word. Catholic Church is run by the Vatican. Where's the Vatican found? Italy. What else is Italy known for? Pasta. We all love pasta, right? Pasta is also known as noodles. Noodles is sometimes shortened to nudes. The Willard preacher hates nudes. He would not associate himself with Italy or the Catholic Church in any way, okay? What is wrong with you, Tiffany? So, the Willard preacher is owned by Disney. The evidence is there. But do you believe? Thank you.
Give it up one more time for Caitlin. I probably should have mentioned this beforehand. We're sponsored by Nickelodeon here tonight. So yeah, one more time for Caitlin. Our next performer, I'm not too enthusiastic about this one, to be honest. The network canceled her show. So we have been tasked with giving her a platform here tonight. Give it up for Karen.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Yes. Okay, great. Hello, Facebook Live. My name is Karen with a C, spelled C-A-R-E-N. I'm so happy to be taking over the Midwestern Moms Against Vaccinations Facebook page today. So, a little bit about me. I'm 45 years old, mom of 6, all boys. They're just easier. We did it on purpose. I'm from Michigan, and I'm married to my husband, Roger. He's all right, but just between us moms, I kind of actually resent him, considering I have 6 effing kids. Nevertheless, I just wanted to hop on here to gain some sense of community with you all, considering that our conference in Ann Arbor got canceled because of COVID or whatever. Speaking of COVID, these times are especially tough for people like us. The stigma that comes with being an anti-vaxxer weighs heavy on our only forms and methods of healthcare that are being deemed non-essential. My massage therapist in over a month. I could die. Do I think COVID is real? Obviously not. I mean, I don't have it. I'm not being personally affected by it, but of course, I'll still wear a mask in public. Speaking of masks, oh my God. Check out my Etsy page. I'm making some homemade ones for like anti-vaxxer mom pride. Gotta own the libs. This is a sample. So like it would say like anti-vaxxer and proud. Right. So, but like, enough about me. I kind of want to hear about you. The one thing that I'm really being affected by with the stay-at-home order here is, like, here in Michigan, I don't know what's happening in your Midwestern states, but I can't even go to my local bagel shop to get bagels. Do you know how many weeks it's been since I've had breakfast? Like 6. Anyways, again, I'm just trying to, like, you know, have some sense of community with you all, so I'd love to, like, get to know you better in the comments. Let's have a quick little dialogue, quick little chat.
Okay, we have one question for you, Karen. Our first question comes from, I believe, Krista, and it says, how do you deal with the haters?
The haters are the libs, and libs are fucking stupid. They think that this Chinese virus is, like, real. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, like, they're just lazy. They don't want to go to work, and, that's that. Like, I just deal with the haters by, you know, not paying attention to them, or, you know, like, our government and what, like, people are recommending that we do because they just hate us. They're just trying to oppress our rights, you know? Like, my massage therapy, my bagel shop, like, it's tyrannical, honestly. There's no clause in the Constitution that says that the government has the right to tell us that we have to stay home. That's all I'm saying.
Tyranny. Okay. Our next question comes from This one comes from a Chelsea Weist, and it says, I am an anti-vax mom looking to expand my interests. Do you have any hobbies you think I would like?
Let's think. I've really been just like really into sewing, like, you know, masks and stuff. Again, I'm gonna tag my Etsy page at the bottom of this. But I just really am into Facebook right now, honestly. That's just like really getting me, like, that's really all I do all day is just post on Facebook. That's literally the only thing I do. Because I have nothing else to do. I can't go I can't go anywhere. So like what are we supposed to do besides go on Facebook?
Awesome. And we have another question from a Jones Sing Around that says, how much is a mask?
So it depends. I'm making ones with like different levels of cloth in it, you know, for extra protection against this fake virus. So it depends on how many layers of cloth you want and like what kind of cloth that I'm using. There's different, like the standard one would probably be $12, but like plus shipping, of course.
And how do you plan to ship that if the local post office is closed?
That would never happen, so.
Because that would be real tyranny.
Yeah.
I have to say, Karen, you're getting a lot of love in the comments.
I believe in small government, but like I also rely heavily on essential businesses, like government entities like the post office. So like it needs to stick around for people like me because like I need it.
We have another question from our comment section that says, do you think the mask will protect me from libs?
Well, like libs, I mean, like if anyone has the virus, it's going to be a liberal. So yeah, like if this is real, the mask should help you not contract the virus from liberals or you know, like women libbers too. Just libs in general, like they're all like covered underneath like the mask. Like yeah, like it will protect you from any of the livers. Yes.
And for we have another question that says, do you think they're putting ID chips in our vaccines? I'm scared.
You see, I've been reading a lot. I actually just discovered Reddit as well. There's a lot of great stuff on like anti-vax stuff there as well. I don't know about the chip thing, but I definitely think that if this is real, that it can just be very easily mitigated by the use of Lysol, like being injected into us. Like, I don't know. But again, like, I don't know. Like, have any of you tried yoga? Like, we should all really be doing yoga during this time because that just cures everything. And it's, I don't know, just needs to be looked at more, I think.
And for our final question, Karen, someone has asked, who will you be voting for in 2020?
Trump, baby! No one else but Trump. He's handling this crisis great. I actually like have been making Trump masks as well. So, you know, like this is just like, I didn't want to get political on here, but like I am a Trump supporter and I will be making Trump MAGA masks again on my Etsy page. And those proceeds will be going directly to the Trump campaign. So
we actually had a suggestion in the comments that said you should write, I hate empathy on a mask. Just some food for thought.
I will take that into consideration. Thank you.
So that's all the time we have today for Karen's Corner. I would like to stress that Derby does not share these beliefs whatsoever. Once again, these views are Karen's views alone and does not accurately represent Derby's views. Next up,
down with the list.
Yes, thank you, Karen. Next up, we have a very important lady. As many of you guys know, I myself am an actress, and every now and then we have to network and make some connections. So I met this lovely lady's parents, and I put in a good word with her and promised that I would let her perform with Derby. So let's be on our best behavior and welcome Sandy Disney Idina Menzel.
Woo. Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing today? Like, don't I look great today? I'm here My name is Sandy Disney Adina Menzel. I'm here to give you some career advice because I know that a lot of graduating seniors are in like watching this presentation. Too bad, like college was canceled. Sad. But like with my advice, that's the only thing you'll need to succeed in your career, and that's any career. But first, let me give you a background about me. As you know, my name is Sandy Disney Adina Menzel. I'm the love child of Walt Disney's Ghost and Adina Menzel. What happened was like my dad's ghost came to life during the 90s production of Rent and impregnated my mother. And then that's how me, this beautiful face, was born. Pretty crazy story, right? Next thing you need to know is I'm a successful career woman. Without having my parents, I would not be a successful career woman. And you know what? I am proud to be a successful career woman. And you know what? You should strive to be like me. Next thing you need to know is I'm currently the CEO of all Disney Lanyard Pin production just in the Epcot Park location in Orlando, Florida. Now, this is a big job. So I'm a businesswoman, like I said, successful career woman, and specifically this part's in business. And like organizing all of these like lanyard pins just in Epcot is like really, really taxing on me and my stress. But anyways, that doesn't stop me from the hustle. And then finally, because I'm also the child of Dina Menzel, I'm also a successful musical theater actress. And after this pandemic, I'm going to be starring as Ivana Hansen in the first ever gender-bent production of Dear Evan Hansen. Hashtag feminism. Am I right, ladies? I know all of you out there are like feminists. Isn't that so fun? Anyways, I'm going on to the career advice. You're probably like, Sandy, how can I be like you? How can I be so successful as you? Like, and you're probably wondering, like, Sandy, how did you get so successful? Well, let me tell you. The key to success is, drum roll, please, nepotism. Woohoo! Well, you're probably wondering, Sandy, what is nepotism? And let me give you the definition. The definition is nepotism is when I get extra special treatment because I have super rich and famous parents who are both rich and also hot. That's what nepotism is. Like, if you don't have super rich and hot parents, you're kind of SOL. Sorry about it. Anyways, nepotism is the only thing you'll need to have a successful career. But I do want to give a disclaimer that nepotism hasn't gotten me everything. But it has gotten me about 99.9% of everything that I didn't deserve at all. If you don't have nepotism, like when you're looking for a job, you aren't successful and you're going to be deemed a failure forever. And that's for the rest of your life, even in the afterlife. Sorry, not sorry. Go get some nepotism if you don't have it. And then last but not least, make sure to only take my advice. Throw all of the other career advice you have received out the window because my advice is the only thing you'll need. Now, I know so many people have so many questions about nepotism and about me personally and how I got so successful. So I'm going to be like, lucky for you, I'm going to do a Q&A. So ask some questions and I'll answer them.
Okay, Sandy, our first question we have says, how do I use my father's fame in the bakery business to help me succeed in science?
Oh, that's really easy. When you're walking around the Epcot Park, a lot of people know that you are Walt Disney's ghost daughter. So a lot of people will come up to me personally and say, hey, Sandy, are you good in the kitchen? And I'm like, that's kind of sexist. But in fact, yes, I am. I am good in the kitchen. And I'm really good at breaking sourdough bread and banana bread. So because I'm Walt Disney's ghost daughter, they'll invite me to the kitchen, appoint me head baker, and then I'll make bread for the entire Epcot Park, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Amazing. And our next question is a little bit of a follow-up. Is it hard being such a successful lady boss?
Absolutely not. I make $1 million a year and that's starting salary. And I just started working 2 weeks ago. Isn't that incredible? Just because I have so much money that life is so incredibly easy for me, and I have no struggle whatsoever. That being a successful lady boss is like second nature to me.
Another question from our audience. We have, would you consider adopting from the less fortunate for clout?
Oh, 100%, absolutely. Even though that I don't have a romantic partner of myself, I do think it's really important to adopt children just to showcase like how much money I have and like how much I care for the poor. I think it's really, really important to like some of my figures are like Angelina Jolie, post Brad Pitt, and she still has those kids. So I definitely want to be more like her. She's a successful career woman and parent, and I don't even and she's also really hot, as am I. So.
And Sandy, do you have any tips for those tragically born into the working class?
No. Sorry. I don't have any tips for you.
She is a woman who knows what her strong points are. What can we say? Mm-hmm. Do you have any tips for those who might resent their parents?
Oh, no, this is a tough one. Like, when I was born, like, fresh out of the womb, like, I did hate the fact that Walt Disney's ghost was my dad. And I resented him for the first year of my life. Really, really hard, really, really taxing on my soul. But as I grew to know what kind of monopoly my dad made and how Disney controls the universe and, like, our entire world and how it's, like, really cool and capitalist, I grew to love my dead ghost dad, and I like took all of his money for all of its worth. So,
Sandy, we have another question. Have you ever been in a Disney movie or starred as an orphan?
Yes, actually, I did. I was in the Disney movie like Frozen when it came out. Like Frozen 2 specifically. I was one of the I don't know what they're called. Like I was like on set for like every single day, but like I'm too rich to care about the names of people. I was one of the trolls. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like they modeled the troll after me. They did model the troll after me, which is why the trolls are incredibly hot. So
I did notice that the trolls were very sexy in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is a personal question. What did you think of my screenplay? Are your parents reading it or anything like that? Have you heard any word back?
Oh, wait, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, you know how I told your parents that if you came on the Derby show, they would read my screenplay. Have you heard back from them at all?
Yeah, they said it's chill.
It's chill.
It's like my dad's frozen head. Jokes. I'm funny here too.
Awesome. Okay, well, let me know any developments that might be made from that. And for our last question, we have, what do you do with your money in the midst of our current crisis?
I do nothing with my money. I do absolutely nothing. It just sits there in a safe, and I do nothing with it. I just like to look at it. It's really nice. I like have a glass wall safe, and I'll have a little popcorn next to me, and then I'll have my little binoculars, and like I'll just sit and like watch my money. Sometimes obviously safes have to be like climate controlled, right? So because of the air conditioning going around in there, like sometimes my $100 bills like flap around a little bit, and it's really nice. I live stream it sometimes on my Facebook page. Mm-hmm.
Very frugal and very creative. That's all the time we have for Sandy. One more time for Sandy, Disney, Idina Menzel. And again, Sandy, if you could put in a good word with your parents for me, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, of course. You got it, girl.
Our next performer, she's a favorite over here at Derby. Give it up for Katie.
Thank you. Share this. So I am currently stuck within my childhood home, like I'm assuming most of you guys are. And unfortunately, that has forced me to look back at my past. And I would like to share with you some childhood photos that probably should have told my parents I was gay, before I came out. Now, I'd like to preface this that it was incredibly obvious before I came out. In fact, I even decided to address some people from my past just to ask how obvious it was. Some of these highlights included, Caitlin, we knew before you did when Orange is the New Black came out, and that was a topic you wouldn't shut up about at lunch. Natalie, friend since middle school. She's currently watching this. Hi, Natalie. Next up, we have... You always just seem to be way closer to girls than guys, so I just kind of figured. Also, your obsession with any strong female lead character kind of gave it away. Sophia, my ex-girlfriend. Yes, I did text my ex specifically for this PowerPoint and for the sake of comedy. That's a new low for me. And last but not least, am I supposed to be surprised? My mom's boyfriend. We have a great relationship, in case you couldn't tell. So, starting out, I decided to split this up from the early years, the middle years, and my teenage years. So, starting out with the early years. Now, looking at this photo, it may just seem like a normal baby photo, but if you look a little bit closer, you'll notice a phone. And the phone was preparing me and getting me to practice. And practice for what? All the long distance relationships that us lesbians typically have. Yes. Gotta get the practice in while you're young. Moving on, this is my kindergarten class photo. This is me, just so you know. Little me right there. First of all, we need to talk about the hair. Every single lesbian I know in real life has had this haircut at one point or another in their childhood. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a rite of passage, but it is a thing. Moving on, I would like you guys to just direct your eyes to the first row. Notice how the other children are sitting, and then notice how little me is sitting. Katie Gaus sitting like every other gay all the way back in kindergarten. Moving on. This is me at the ripe old age of 2. That is my play buddy / neighbor Jacqueline. Yes, I am kissing her. When I first saw this, I had 2 questions. 1, what is my great grandmother doing chilling in the background? Don't know what she's doing. She's just vibing out back there. And 2, why did my mom feel the need to photograph this? I don't know why. Yes, the middle years, what we all came here for, what everyone loves. This is me in my 6th grade yearbook. When I first saw this, only one thought went through my head. Did I think I was Sue Sylvester from Glee? This is my 7th grade yearbook photo. The blue extensions truly do add to the look, and I only got them because I didn't like who my uncle was marrying, and I wanted to spite my future aunt. But we're only here for one feature in particular, and that is my eyebrows, because they were prepping me for the current trend of lesbians putting a slit in their eyebrows, which I've considered doing multiple times during this quarantine, because girls and guys look at me and they think straight. Side exhibit. We also have softball. Yes, I did play softball. There's not a joke for these. There's not a joke. Just look at them. Moving on, we have Bermuda shorts. Yes, so many Bermuda shorts. Look at all of them. And now we're back to the teenage years. Now, there's a couple of things I'd like to point out. One being the hair. Yes, I did shave off all my hair. This has grown out. Next up, we have the flannel, which I still currently wear to this day, and it's sitting in my closet, much like I did for most of high school. And next, we have this backward snapback. Now we also have the teenage years edgy edition, because I thought I was cool, and I thought I went to Vans Warped Tour every single summer. So yes, my mom still did not have a clue at this point. In fact, she thought I was dating this kid named John in secret. That's John. Meanwhile, I was making out with my high school girlfriend in the school bathroom. Yes. My mom is the queen of wishful thinking. In conclusion, the bad fashion choice, this has a happy ending. The bad fashion choices were totally worth it. Every gay kid flourishes after high school, and I'd like to think that I am no exception to that rule. But seriously, how was my mother so damn clueless this entire time? Thank you.
Give it up for Katie one more time. Next, we have our final sponsor of the night, headphones. When your family gets on your last nerve and you're considering murder, headphones. Now to intro our last performer of the night. Again, Derby, every now and then we have to throw a bone. So we have a man performing with us again. Give it up for Derek from the band Women Are Hot, But They Make Me Cry. Give it up for Derek.
What's up, sexies? Welcome to Women But They Make Me Cry Instagram Live concert. I'm still on the game. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Before we get to the music, I just want to chat a little bit, introduce the band. You know how it be. Just get to know you guys a little bit more. Stuff you can see, I am riding Lone Wolf. That's just how it is. I know and Colby want to be here. Just technical difficulties. You know how it is. Do stuff on this. Anyways, like I was saying, Lone Wolf style right now. Michael and Cole, they gave me their deepest regrets. They could not be here to support the band right now. They told me they just didn't see the point in having an Instagram Live when we only have 10 followers on our. Yeah, you know how it be. Is my Wi-Fi working, ladies? My Wi-Fi not working? That's okay. That's okay. We'll ride it out. Give me 1 second, ma'am. It was working fine this whole time. It's no problem. This is showbiz is. I am a professional musician. Is it all chill now? Chill, ladies, chill? Hell yeah. Let's get it. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Well, back where I was talking about, Michael and Colby really wish they could be here. They said they just didn't see the point in this Instagram. They said we don't have any music. We just fucking suck as a band. You know how it be. They're just like just normal quarantine stuff, just normal, basic stuff. I know they would be here if they could be here, and that's all that matters. I miss you guys. Michael and Colby, I know you guys are watching. I miss you. Guys, I miss playing music. We didn't do that much of it. We did that one rehearsal, but I miss it. Shit. Anyways, we've been working on new projects. We haven't started writing music yet, but we are in the talks. We're in the talks of starting writing a song. So, we got new projects coming up. We're gonna be up in the charts next year for sure. For sure, definitely. Hell yeah. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked. Anyways, I've been chit-chatting. I seen no one's really watching right now, so that's okay, rock star life. I'll get on to the music if that's what you guys want.
Woo!
Before I play my song, I always like to dedicate it to someone, so. Okay, no ladies in the chat. That's okay. I can think of something. I can think of someone. My ex? No, she's crazy. No, my ex is crazy, guys. She was crazy, for sure. Whatever. Don't even need to think about her right now. She's killing my vibe. She's not even here and she's killing my vibe. You know what? Women, bro. Hell. Next girl in my head. Oh, I have been going to this coffee shop lately. It's like homegrown beans. There's this cute ass barista. I'll be honest. Now that I think of her, actually, dude, last time I went to the coffee shop a few days ago, she asked me what my name was. literally doesn't even care I exist, I guess, you know? She asked me what my name was. I go there every day. She's my favorite barista. She doesn't even know my name. Women just mess with your minds, guys. Women just mess with your minds, okay? Don't even worry about it. I'm chill. I'm vibing, guys. We're just vibing in the chat. Let me just think of another girl then. I can get the show on. I'll just start playing music. Oh, there's a girl in my neighborhood. She runs around the block a few times a week. I watch her a few times. She's kind of hot. I wish she would wave back to me, though. You know, I wish she would wave back and, like, actually acknowledge me. You know? Whatever. Women. You know, and that's the power of music. You know, I just got to pour my heart and soul out. You know, I've been wronged. Anyways, I didn't write this. Some genius wrote this. It's called Chamber of Reflection. Here it is. And that's all I know, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my concert. I'm so happy to put it on. Thank you, sexy.
Give it up for Derek. You know, Chelsea, one of these days we got to stop letting men perform with us. Yeah. I tell you. All right, folks. We've had a lot of laughs tonight. Many comedy was had. But I want to bring us back to our roots, you know? Back to why we're all here. Why the foundation the Derby was created on. And that is why I'm about to share a very important presentation. Woo-hoo. It's called Why Men Aren't Funny by Ayana Francois. Now, as you guys know, we are Derby, a women's comedy troupe, also known as the funniest people in the world. And we take a lot of pride in that. We are also a very inclusive group, inclusive of so many different groups, with the exception of cis straight men. And we do that on purpose because, as we all know, men are not funny. Now, I have to give this disclaimer. It is possible for a man to be funny. However, I just think they're funnier in the kitchen. If we're all being honest, they're funnier in the kitchen. Snap a fact, most men I know are a joke. So there you go. Right there. I know what you're thinking. I'm a bigot. I'm so sexist. I'm just mad because I have a small clit. And you know, guys, none of those things are true. I say this out of pure, cold, hard fact. Men can't be funny because they're too nice. For example, they let us have rights. Sometimes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sometimes, that's still a lot of times to have rights, guys. Like, if I said that you're going to win the lottery sometimes, you'd be like, whoa, that's a lot of times. And same thing with our rights. Men are just too generous. They compliment us way too much. Ladies, am I right? Have you ever been walking down and you're just like overwhelmed with kindness from these men shouting at you? It's insane. You call it harassment. I call it men being too nice for their own good. Men are also way too sensitive. As we know, men have stupid fears. I once knew a guy who was afraid of spiders. How stupid. And it's actually a real statistic that women are most afraid of murder and men are afraid of women laughing at them. That's so funny because, as we all know, men are super afraid of funny women. It's so terrifying. Lastly, men get offended way too easily. And if you want proof of this, and I say this, hashtag not all men, mostly just the toxic ones. But if you want to do a test, if you're a man watching and you're offended, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. Dad jokes. I don't think I need to explain this one. When was the last time a dad joke was funny? Next we have a funny man is unattractive. Now, I expect men to understand this, but women were born with a curse where we have to charm men with our jokes and we have to be funny. And honestly, it's kind of a turn for a man to be funny. It's a little bit unattractive. Exhibit A. Exhibit B. Exhibit C. Do I need to go on, folks? It's a cold hard fact. A funny man is unattractive. Lastly, comedy is born out of tragedy. That is a quote from Plato's from the year 6969 BC. Nice. And what is more tragic than being a woman? Nothing. Women have to deal with men's feelings and opinions and their regulations of reproductive blah, 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 blah. All that trash. We have to deal with that. That's so annoying. Comedy is born out of struggle. And I just feel like men just don't have sufficient enough struggle. For example, men have pockets. Are you kidding me? They have all the pockets in the world. Look at this poor man just gallivanting around, exposing his pockets to the world. He's literally asking to be robbed, guys. Come on. It's science. I will say there are